Welcome to the Novalé Podcast, Kim and Corey.
Thank you for having us.
How you guys feeling?
Good. Really good.
Yeah, how's the trip down from the Gold Coast?
Yeah, good. It's nice and quick.
Yeah, it's only a really quick flight.
It's always colder here.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense,
We're Queenslanders, so it's nice and hot there. But the last 2 days have been
last
warm.
2 days have been really warm.
So we're happy.
Don't know how to dress for it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's miserable. Raining all last night.
What's cold for Queensland? I heard it's like 17 degrees Celsius. That's the...
Pretty much.
Yeah, like it dropping below 20 is pretty rare. So it's pretty good. But yeah, no, it's been unusually like hot and then cold here, which I've noticed. It just sort of fluctuates like really quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas it stays pretty consistent where we live, which is good.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Jealous.
beaches.
Yeah.
So it's like Sydney, but, a little bit better, a little bit more consistent with the weather and, nice beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, thank you for hopping on. Today we're going to talk about, obviously, the bathroom guide, Vision Gold Coast bathrooms as well as just a little bit about yourselves. So it's more, hopefully it's going to be a casual conversation, and we've got a new format as well, especially for this episode. We have Steve and Marina.
Is that like looking in a mirror? This is what it's going to be. Like 15 years maybe?
I'm happy with that.
Prettier than us.
That's what I'm saying. It's 15 years.
I can reverse that if you like.
That costs too much money.
But Steve and Marina, thank you for hopping on. I got you both on because, after learning about Corey and Kim's, stories and background, I'm like, whoa, there's some parallels here with, Steve and yours, Marina. So I thought I'd jump on and get you guys here, and you guys can have a bit of a conversation whilst I kind of, keep it going. But before I say anything, I'd like to say thank you to the Bella Vista Hotel for lending us their Hills podcast studio.
Yeah.
It's groovy.
Groovy, very funky, right?
Yeah.
I definitely thought it was Ken's Mojo Dojo Funhouse from the Barbie movie, but
It's a great space though to do a podcast.
Yeah, I like it.
Outside the office. So.
Yeah. It's cool.
super good. So, just to kick it off, I just mentioned you both have very interesting bios. So we'll start with Corey over there. You started off as a tiler and then you got into bathroom renovations. How did that all kind of come about?
My whole family is tilers. So, I come from, half my family's Italian, and they're all tilers. All my cousins, my dad, my nonno, everybody. So because of that, I was sort of always exposed to tiling. Like, I couldn't really get away from it. Dad was dragging me out of school and I was doing tiling. And then I remember going to a job with him. I reckon I was probably 12 years old. And we started, it was just a volume builder that was doing some builds in Coomera, which is a suburb sort of off the Gold Coast there. And I did some tiling there, and I remember the builder coming in and being like, who did this like work here? And my dad being like, yeah, he did it. Like, he's really good. And it gave me this like confidence. I was like, wow, like this is something I can be good at. So I just started from there. I just started going with wherever I could. I always wanted to just make money. So I was like, if tiling is the way to go, like that's what I'm going to do. So I just jumped in anywhere I could with my family and just started doing more tiling, and we were all super competitive. So it's like my cousin would be like, that looks crap. Like, what have you done there? And then I'd be like, yeah, okay, well, watch this then. Look at how straight that line is. And we started, we're just competitive and in every aspect. Yeah. Business, the whole lot. Everybody had their tiling business. And there's not that many tilers on the Gold Coast, so there was a lot of us family members competing against each other.
All the tilers on the Gold Coast are related.
We should have joined forces, but we never did. And so I just started doing. I think, what did we do? We moved out of home, like we moved out of your parents' place.
Yeah.
And then I think I went on High Pages. Me and Kim have been in business for like ever together. So we started dating when you were like 17.
17.
I was 18.
Yeah.
And I think we were saving up for like a trip to Europe. And so we were like, well, how can we do? We need to make some money here.
Yeah.
So we went and bought like a little market stall selling. So like, it's funny, like spend $5,000 to make $7,000. Do you know what I mean?
Good business decision.
yeah.
Yep.
So we had like $5,000. We're like, yeah, we can do that. And by the time Europe comes around, we'll be rolling in cash. And so we ended up just buying this this market store, which was Tornado Potatoes. Have you seen those? Spirally sticks?
Yeah. The deep fried swirly potatoes.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And we did some good marketing, and I remember the way that we built the stall basically for $5,000. We basically bought the machine, so we changed everything.
A dodgy tent, some
a dodgy
tables,
tent, like
You still got it?
no, we gave that up, but actually just gave it to a client's kid.
Okay. I thought you were family barbecues all the time.
Yeah. But then from that we sort of we learned some skills, and we sort of just kept doing that.
That was our first business.
That was our first sort of business. And so I didn't want to do tiling. I never after sort of doing it for a while, and I was like, okay, all my family hates tiling. They don't want to be tilers. Like I can see this. I can hear my uncle going, my back. So I just decided that I didn't want to do that. But then one day after we had moved out, I got a job on High Pages just for I think it was like floor.
We tried it.
Floor.
Yeah.
And then I come back with $800 that day, and I was like, after being out the whole day, and I was like, we are rich.
That was a moment. It was this.
It was just like this transformative moment. We were like, this is it.
It was the next step of money that we
had made. That's it. If I can do this every day, I was like, and that only took me 5 hours. I was like, this is going to be the thing. So then we just went all in. Like I think we started it because you were in real estate.
Yeah.
And I was like, what I'll do is I'll do urgent tiling. So I'll be like an urgent tiler. Like if you need it right now for real estate, that's what we'll do. We'll just come in there, do a quick fix. It's going to be whatever it's going to be. That was the brand vision.
It was like maintenance, quick jobs, like cash.
You're a superhero tiler, Come in and save the day.
Yeah. And then anyways, it was probably a couple of weeks in, I got a way bigger job, and I was like, that's the way to go. So we ended up, changing it. And I think the next one I was like, she's a marketing genius. Like she come up with this brand and was like, what do we have? True Vision Tiling?
Yeah.
And so we were like, let's just scale that out. And so we just we just started scaling it and just putting guys on and doing whatever we could. And then from that, we were doing a lot of bathrooms in tiling, like that's, if you're doing tiling, like you're doing bathrooms, like there's just so many of them. And so found ourselves just constantly getting, the plumber would refer us, or, the carpenter would refer us to the job. And we ended up doing so many bathrooms that we'd have guys go to jobs and nothing would be ready for us, and we'd have to send them back. And it was just like this snowball effect of the limiting factor was the client, the client's ability to take charge of the job. And so we started just learning more of the process, and I started hand-holding the client so much just through everything, because we'd get there and I'd be like, sorry, we can't do the job because this is not set right. This is not done. The waterproofing looks terrible. It's not going to work. And then from that, we just thought we need to take control. We need to have more control. If we're going to scale into doing more bathrooms just in the tiling side of things, well, we need to take more control of the bathroom. So I got my license. We started doing bathrooms on the side, and then COVID hit, and we sort of were like, well, we need to just jump all into it, because we just can't get tilers. So we started focusing more on we can't get tilers, so we can't really scale a tiling business. It's just really, really difficult to get good quality tilers.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, if you can put one tiler on a bathroom and you can do 5 bathrooms, the revenue from that's much better.
Yeah.
Plus we get to control the whole thing. And so we were already doing bathrooms, but then we just dropped the True Vision, just went straight to Vision bathrooms. And then that's sort of what led us into now. So, you got anything to say?
I think you said it all. I think that's our bathroom journey, but I think the thing that we should also point out, we started with that potato business, and we were really big dreamers back then. And whilst, you know, we had our bathroom journey and that was like our trade and our skills, and I worked in real estate and had a property sort of background, you know, we had our 9 to 5s, our trades, but along that journey in those years, we've done so many other random little side hustles and businesses along the way. And
What did you do? what were you doing?
I did. So I was in real estate, and then at one point I broke off and did wedding videography.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was a bit nerdy into cameras already and had an idea on how to do that. So yeah, which worked out because your mum was a wedding photographer.
Yeah.
So we teamed up, and that was on the weekends. So that was a side thing. That kind of came after the potatoes. The potatoes phased out. I did that. What else?
You did the eyebrow tattooing?
I did eyebrow tattooing.
Eyebrow tattooing.
Yeah, got into that. So yeah, all these little things.
Kim's a bit of an artist. So she's like piano, drawing, art, like the whole lot, like digital
The
stuff,
fun
like
creative
all creative stuff.
Yeah.
Kim does it
Which a
all.
Tyler
so-
needs a creative
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Like-
Which I think all of these little split focus things that we got distracted by on our journey have kind of ended up helping us create the business that we have now. Because it's so fun. Like I get to do all the marketing stuff, the videoing, the branding, and we get to create beautiful spaces with all the skills that you have and your attention to detail.
Yeah.
And it's just funny looking back on this random journey.
I think we just
ending
love
up-
creating brand.
Yeah.
Like
That's it.
it's just one.
And we love property.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think it's just one thing that we sort of that led us into doing the bathroom guide. So yeah, I mean it was that was born in a sort of unique way, but such a random story.
Yeah. How did the bathroom guide come about?
Yeah, so that was through our bathroom journey. You know, we had, like I'm sure Novalé has, you've got a particular clientele where you need people to qualify. You know, our qualification process for customers was if they didn't have a realistic budget that we knew we could actually profit off and survive as a business, there was a limit there. And so through that qualification process, we obviously had to turn down a certain amount of customers here and there through quotes. And I think just out of frustration, people would express they really wanted to be a customer of ours, but they, you know, it was just out of budget. So they would say to us, you know, that's fine if you guys can't do it for us, but can you just tell us what's the process? Like, how do we do it? Like they were going to go do it themselves somehow or try to figure it out.
Just manage it themselves. They're just like, well, just tell us what trades go where and how do we do it? Like, what's the process of that?
Yeah, which was concerning because we were like, be careful. Like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And, you know, they were like, you know, like my brother's a plasterer or my cousin's a plumber. I might be able to figure it out. And so out of concern, we were kind of like, okay. And so we would coach a couple people here and there and just out of goodwill, give them the tips on what to do. And they were really thankful.
Yeah.
Then you'd hear these certain stories that they had gone and done it. And then a year later wanted us to come back and quote to fix it. Well, they never actually finished it. And I think you went to one and it was just this empty shell of a bathroom.
Been like a year and they tried to start themselves and just like,
and it's just been sitting like that for a year and they've just kind of given up and been living with it. So yeah, we realized there was this market, and even between, you know, mutual friends and family at our age group, you know, young people buying their first home and just wanting to make beautiful spaces, but just being priced out.
That's it. Yeah.
And so we were like, there has to be a way, you know, to get it done. And that's where with our skill set, we were like, well, we know what we would do if we didn't need a builder. We know the process. And is that teachable to this market that's going to have a crack anyway and probably botch their property in the process? And so that was a market we knew we were never really going to service them through Vision Bathrooms Gold Coast, but we just really wanted to help and we thought there's a way that we can. And so that's where the idea was born. And we thought, how can we share what we know to help these sort of DIY renovators at least not destroy their properties and end up with these horror stories or like, you know, spend thousands of dollars in these costly, unnecessary mistakes.
Yeah.
And
And I think for me as well, like when Kim, it was Kim's idea, like Kim basically said, like, we got to do like a digital product. We've got to have something there that can help these people, because it's going to work in a few ways. It's going to help the customer understand the process better.
Yeah.
And if it helps the customer understand the process a little bit better, then they might actually end up being a Vision Bathrooms customer, and they might end up being a Novalé Bathrooms customer. So it's one of those things where we thought if it educates them for them to then learn that, hey, it's not going to be, $6,000, or it's not going to be that, and this is how you have to do it. They might end up going, well, hey, you know what? I think the investment's worth it, because they didn't realize that investment was worth it. So I think that's kind of where we landed with it. We were like, it's just going to create a bit of an ecosystem and help everybody in the process, rather than just sort of taking it off the table for builders, or taking it, like that. And we never wanted it to be that, and I don't think it ever will be that.
And we had been the tilers back then, in the instant where you've got the client who is just, unfortunately hopeless at managing a bathroom, and they're trying to hire the individual trades, and it ends up this mess of trades not knowing what to do because no one's really in charge.
Yeah.
So we knew what that was like on the trade side.
Yeah.
And how that affects, even you can hire good tradespeople, but you can be just an uninformed client and create a bad experience for them, which is tough for small businesses trying to make it out there. And so when you've got an educated client and then an educated and a good quality tradesperson together, it creates this great process and experience and a good outcome. And so we knew that was a starting point, was if we help educate the customer, it's ideally goes on to benefit the industry as well.
Just stops a lot of that remedial work as well. Every state's got, a budget in there for the remedial work. And we sort of thought this could possibly make a little bit of a dent in that. If people are they're just informed better, they can do, the right thing. Like we've had people that have gone through our course or just even messaged us and said, like, your page with what you did, I've learned so much that when we're getting quotes, they think that we're in the industry.
Oh.
And so we're like, that is the goal. That is exactly what, when we first started it, that is exactly what we wanted. We wanted people to, even the free stuff, even the stuff that's just up there, consume it and then make better informed decisions.
Yeah, that same effect, like any industry you work in, like whatever job it is that you have, you've got ins with that industry, right? You've got benefits that you can access that other people might not. And so I think that's kind of what we wanted to share through the course, was to give people the opportunity that maybe they don't have the brother or the cousin that's a plumber or a tiler, and they don't have this amazing network that some of us do. But how can we give them that benefit to upskill and learn to be in that position where they're like, oh, I know how this works, or I know how to do that. And because of that, I can save $1,000 in the process and actually have a good informed outcome. So that was the goal.
I think you guys have done amazingly.
Yeah, thank you.
From the templates, from the videos, your beautiful voices on the reels. I'm like, how do I sound like that? I've tried editing, tried AI. It just doesn't work for me. But I just find it so fascinating because, Corey starting off as a tiler in a family tilers, I think that's quite familiar to Steve's. Yeah. And even just your intention of just educating the industry and especially the customers out there, where you don't know, there's not really really great, like one source of truth for bathroom renovations in terms of just what happens in the industry and informing themselves. So what you guys have done is just incredible. And what we're trying to help our customers too, and I'm educating them. So we've got a reno guide that they can just download, and we have our articles, and we're trying to do more, and especially with this podcast and having you guys on.
Yeah.
We
Hopefully.
love what you guys are doing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We've looked up to you guys for a long time.
It meant a lot when you said in the emails that you knew us from the podcast because
that's how we found you. Yeah.
Wow. Because when Steve and I were doing it originally in his office, we were just thinking like, no one's going to listen to this. Like, like, it's going to be like 3 people. And then when we were recording it and releasing it, like we would hear no one saying anything about it. As soon as we stopped doing it, everyone was coming up to us like, oh, what happened to the podcast? You guys still doing that? Like that really helped me out. So
I think COVID just put that damper on it just to stop and, reset everything. And all that, so
pretty much, right? So I'm kind of glad you guys are probably one of the big reasons why we started doing it again after taking a break. But enough of me. It's mainly about Steve and Marina. Do you guys have anything to
it's about
add?
these guys. I was happy just to listen to the story.
Yeah, I think it
and
seems like, oh, is this? I'm hearing like this is my son.
I said 15 years, not. But I'm listening to everything you're saying, and I'm like, it is the same. It's identical.
That's what's scary. It's like
Because as a tiler, when you go work for a builder, you end up managing the bathroom because you're like, you walk in, you go, well, the niche is at the wrong height. This is at the wrong height. Can't do this, can't do. So I used to do what you're doing. I used to actually go to the job earlier because I knew 9 times out of 10 there wouldn't be enough tiles.
Yep.
Yes.
Because they just send it to the tile shop. Tile shop would go, yeah, just put 10% on. 10%'s not necessarily enough because you got to know the layout and the size of the direction, all those things. So I used to end up managing the builds for the builders just so I could make enough money on the tiling. Otherwise, you'd go there, it's not ready, you have to come back, and you can't charge more.
No.
It's not like you're saying to the builder, sorry, I had to come back, you're going to pay me for a day. You just got to meet a rate, and that would be it.
Yeah.
So all of the problems that you had, I had, and I could tell by all of the things that you guys have produced on the Bathroom Guide, I'm like, okay, you guys know what you're talking about. Like even, and I knew it was from a tiler's perspective.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you're talking about tile heights and we calculate,
Yeah, I think you said that a while years ago, like, oh, they're tilers. He's a tiler.
100%. I knew it because you were talking about nib heights and the ceiling heights, and you'd frame it out to make sure, because these are all the measurements we take at conceptual design to combat all those problems before they happen. So because we know the start of the tiles at the, let's say at the step down. I don't know if you guys have to do step downs in Queensland, like in the shower recess has to be step
like
down.
a little bit of a step down.
Yeah. So that's the starting point. You need to know that, to know the ceiling height and how much it grows, to know whether it's a square set ceiling and all of those things before you start. And I just noticed with the way you guys went into that actual level of detail, not many people were considering those things.
We had the same exact issues where I would be going to the job while the carpenters were there and go, set my niche to this.
Yeah, drop it down, make
it this wide. Like
don't measure it off the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I think a lot of your attention to detail was built just over years of all these problems happening. Like you said, going to a job, if it was a builder that got it wrong or the homeowner, and you would come home frustrated, and we would be like, this has to be avoidable. This has to be something you can plan for at the start. Yeah. And that's where it all starts.
I know I stand up for tilers because I reckon they are, when they go into any other trade, if it's carpentry, if it's anything, we work to the millimetre.
Yeah, well, you have to, yeah.
So with a tiler, you work to the millimetre, and I think that's one of the only trades that really focuses on the quality of the finish like that, to the millimetre. So, OCD tilers. I mean, there's guys out there that are slapping them up.
There is that too.
Yeah.
But I think if you take control, what you guys are doing, like when you're renovating the bathroom and you take control. I remember I had this client and she's like, oh, why do your bathrooms look so different? I'm like, yeah, because it's all thought out from the beginning. Yep. The niche is a full tile. The height of the nib is at 1200. Like everything's considered. It's symmetrical where it can be. And it's like, if you don't take control of that process, you just got a trade coming in doing their trade, the next trade doing their trade, the next trade doing their trade, instead of working holistically from the beginning. And we take all that away from the trades. Our tiler's not really thinking when he comes to our job because we've already planned it out.
Yep.
So we've already got our tile set out, our hierarchy of what the most important thing is. It might be the step down, it might be the niche. And they come in there and 9 times out of 10, it's just done for them. So when you talk about as a tiler making money, they can come in there and they can basically start mixing their glue at 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. They're not spending 3 hours with the client deciding on grout colours and what are we doing and where are we starting. None of that has to happen.
No set outs or anything. It's
nothing.
Done.
You're just validating it, but we've already done that anyway. Yeah. It's just one final check.
Our interior designers do that.
Yeah, so they've all been taught how, like our tilers will go, how do they know this? How do they know that we've got to start here? It's like, well, it all starts from how you measure it in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I think I was fascinated because Kim found you guys through the podcast, and then she was like, you got to listen to these guys. They're exactly like what you did. Like it's exactly the same story.
Same story. Yeah.
And so I was like, and that's kind of where it was like that motivation, that kick up the ass to go, hey, you can do this better. Like, and that's kind of what drove us. So like, I'd go as far as to say that the podcast is what led us to doing what we are doing now.
And we don't want to rebate on any of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for pointing that out.
So keep it up. We love it. Like, it was one of those things where it was just like, okay, there are people that are like that.
It's possible.
And it's possible.
Yeah.
So,
it's just hard and it's slow.
Yes.
and no one wants to do it because it's going to take a long time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't want to just disturb anyone staying in this corner, but I think you guys touched on very interesting points, and I feel like the pattern is that it's all about the management, the planning, we call it pre-construction, all the planning and all the, tile set outs, all the design, all that stuff before the construction. And we're finding that customers don't realize that's where most of the work is in.
Yeah.
The reason why you can do a bathroom in 2 to 3 weeks plus, extra time for the shower screen install is because of all this planning beforehand that lets the trades just come in there and do what they do best. Do you guys find that with, with the bathroom guy, that is also the challenge, educating these people about how important the planning is? It's not just like, hey, I know a plumber, he can come in on Sunday and then, we'll figure it out from there. And then you'll notice 8 months later, they still haven't got their bathroom done because it's just not planned out properly.
Yeah. Well, for our course, for example, that's our main product, is a course that teaches these, we call them MIY renovators, manage it yourself.
Yeah.
Those are the people who choose to not go with a Novalé or a Vision Bathrooms, and they're going to manage it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That course, 90% I would say.
Yeah, it's about 90%.
Is all about the pre-construction process and how they can do that themselves. If they're going to have a crack and do it themselves, what should they be doing at the bare minimum? And so the last module of the course is about the renovation works happening. It's the very last, I think it's one module, but it's one real big lesson that shows the construction process of the order of trades coming in and doing their thing. But even all before that, they should have booked their timelines. They should have qualified all the right team of trades as far back as the design phase and budget, like everything in between. So building the course and actually doing that, it was funny to finish it and actually see we looked at it and what's necessary in there. Do we take anything out? And what we ended up with was just majority of it being that pre-construction phase. So it really is, I think, even for DIYers or these MIY renovators, if you are going to have a crack and do it yourself, it really is the planning.
Yeah, it's all in the planning. There's and even for everything that we do, the easy part is the actual build of the job. It's not like the pre-construction is where everything's getting nutted out. Like you're figuring out exactly what you're going to be using, what your budget is, and how we've got to, revise that and keep going back and forth. Yeah. But the actual project itself is just and then people are like, oh, you're already done. It's and that's kind of what it's about. If I hear stories of people going, oh, my bathroom, it's still going. Starting a bathroom on the same street as somebody else and seeing that it's literally still got a skip bin out the front.
Wow.
And it's been, months, and you're just wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And that's because there are people that just strip their bathroom out and then go, okay, let me get some quotes.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, I just don't understand how that even works.
I don't understand how some other bathroom builders, and because we've competed with people, and sign the contract and we'll start in 2 weeks. I'm like, how do you start a bathroom in 2 weeks' time?
You can't.
And I'm competing with that person, and we're trying to educate that person, whether they go with us or not. There's so much work involved for your bathroom. You can't just pick PC items. I've gone to shop, I pick my PC items, I'm done, let's go. It does not work like that.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you guys allow before in your pre-works or pre-construction?
For a single room, we're looking at about 6 weeks. Yeah. But that's all based on the client. So they're responding to emails, they're available, they're being as proactive as we are. The minute they stop being proactive or life gets busy and we understand that, that's when that drags out. And then they come to the end and go, oh, I want my start date. I want this. Well, you've delayed it because you're not being proactive. We're being proactive. We've got a system and a process. Yeah. For successful renovation, the client needs to be proactive. They need to be dedicated. They're spending a lot of money on this bathroom. They need to be involved. When they go off and, don't respond or take their time to get back to us or that's where the delays are. We don't delay the client. Our suppliers don't delay the client. It's that individual. And that comes to your teaching them about management in the bathroom guide. Yeah,
100%.
Because they need to understand, even if they've got another builder, evolve, they're still part of the journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
They play one of the bigger roles.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understand.
Yeah.
I say exactly what you just said. That's exactly what I say. It's like the build bit is the easiest part. The build bit's the easiest part in our whole business. It's getting to that point.
Yeah.
And I say to clients, it's like if you do want to start in the next 3 weeks and you choose someone to start in the next 3 weeks, it's still going to take 3 to 4 months to finish. You might as well plan it for 2 months and do the renovation in 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. And that's the most efficient way of doing it. But yeah, that happens all the time. People get led to believe that you can start a project in 3 weeks' time. They're ready to go. It's like, have you picked the vanity? Do you know the lead time on the tiles? Have you chosen, like, I don't know, you guys would see it. How many times you see on social, like in some of these renovating groups or community groups, it's like, oh, what color grout should I use? It's like the tiles are up. Like they haven't even considered that. So they've finished tiling and they're asking the question, what color grout should I use? So, well, that can delay your job if you don't make a decision. And then it makes it harder for the tiler.
Yeah.
So you should have all of that, every single thing considered. So the build bit is the easiest bit.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen enough.
I think any time that we've rushed a design to try to meet the client's deadline,
That's stressful.
I
It
think
makes
it's
it
just
harder for everyone.
so hard, and it never ends up being like a good experience for anybody. And that, like you were saying, like if you spend 2 months planning it, like if you plan that really, really well, you're going to get exactly what you want. There's no guessing. And that's kind of where we've figured out, like, you know, if a client's not ready, we don't push them. We just say, look, let's kick the can down the road. Let's wait a bit.
Yeah. And we qualify them from the start. So when they call and say, hey, I'd love you to quote my bathroom, the first conversation I have with them is budget. Then I ask, when are you looking to renovate? And the ones that say, oh, we're ready like in 2 weeks, and we'll go, no, it's not going to happen.
But they go, but why?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't understand the work.
Yeah.
The work, even the materials, source, like for the build, and there's so much behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like we worked it out. We've got everything processed out. Just for our designers, they've got 180 tasks for one standard bathroom to complete to get to ops. Yeah. And ops have got 268 tasks to complete for that room.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of tasks. Clients don't have to worry about it though, because but there's all those little things that have to be done, all those checklists, this has to be done, this has to be done.
And it's unique because you guys are doing so much more in terms of volume than what we are, but it's still the same process.
Process doesn't change.
And that's something that's like really fascinating about, you know, it doesn't matter how much you're doing. And that's kind of where we started really, I guess, respecting you guys as well, in terms of like looking at what you guys have been able to achieve in doing bathrooms while keeping the quality good, because we know how hard it is. Like we're doing it obviously every single day, and our systems and the process that we use and it hasn't really changed. Has it changed? Like it's been the same the whole time.
We'll always look to improve and add things.
Yeah.
But yeah, within our capacity of what we can do.
Yeah.
Because it's just Corey and I, we don't have staff. So we subcontract pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So in terms of I am pre-construction and Corey is on site managing everything.
And that's kind of, we did that intentionally. Like we built our brand. It's like you're basically buying Kim and Corey. Yeah. It's not like, you know, whereas I feel like with you guys, there's a level that you're keeping, and it looks very high end, but it like from what I'm hearing, it's not, in terms of like
it can
be, but it's also servicing like a general market as well.
Yeah.
And to build a team around
that, but then to keep the quality, to look and the feel of it and the systems, it's like, it's just incredibly inspiring for us. So like hats off to you guys and all of your team, because for what you've been able to achieve is like, even for us, like we are always big picture thinkers as well. We look at things in terms of like, you know, okay, what is that in 5 years, or what is this in 10 years? And just to see what you're doing, that's kind of where for us, that was like, I think I commented on one of your posts saying like the godfather.
Yes, I wanted to talk about this.
And so that's where it's like, you know, I'm not pumping all your tires and everything, but it is one of those things where For us understanding just how hard it actually is to do that at scale,
Yes.
is something that is just really impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's
Yeah, we've got a good team behind us. So we can't do it on our own.
I can tell.
And we say that all the time. It's like one of our core values is one team.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. Everyone's as important. The guy mixing the mud on site, the person answering the phone, it actually doesn't matter who you are. Every single person is just as relevant and valuable to the whole experience.
Yeah.
Like we've won jobs. I was telling a story to Alex yesterday. We were saying we won a job based on the fact on how the phone was answered.
Yeah, wow.
Right. And she did. She got it. She literally said at the end, that was just the clincher.
Yeah.
Right. It was just nice, respectful. We're not pushing. We're not like
salesy.
Yeah, we're very like like you just said, take your time. We're not in a rush. You take your time because it's a lot of money. It's a big expense. And like I've probably spent a bit of time convincing people not to renovate their bathroom.
We've done the same thing.
Yeah. So
funny.
it's like, why, like you want to, are your bathrooms leaking? No. Are they okay? Yeah, they're all right. So you want to do a cheap renovation on top of a bathroom that's all right. You're actually running a big risk of having to redo it again. Like you've probably done this. You said it before where you've gone in there and fixed up a boss shop. We've renovated new bathrooms.
Yeah.
So they've made a $2,000 decision to go somewhere else, and then they end up spending the money again and buying the piece or nearly all the PCs again for a $2,000 decision.
Yeah.
And so we'd rather try and convince that person, if you don't have to do it, don't do it. So we got our pre-qualification process where we give them an estimate up front. It's pretty accurate. Like it's scarily accurate sometimes.
Wow.
And it takes like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So they get an understanding of, and it's like, well, that's where it's going to be. So try and make a decision on that. Because if you think it's going to be a lot cheaper than that, you're going to be in a world of pain.
Yeah. And I think a lot of our phone calls too we get, and what with the bathroom guide and all about educating, like a lot of phone calls we get is we're educating the client. They may not buying us, but they ring us for advice and help and what can I do? We get phone calls, oh, my builder's doing is this right?
Yeah,
like we get,
we
trust us. It's a trust thing for us. So they might not be our client, but we do get phone calls for advice all the time. Are we doing it right? Is this right? Got one of the day about being an apartment, about class 2 building, and we're not a class 2 builder at the moment, but we will be one day. So he's still.
We've got enough of the other stuff to do.
And he's saying, "Oh, can you? Yeah, we can do that. We're exempt from. We can do this, but you want to move a wall in an apartment? We can't do that. You need a special builder. You need an engineer's report. You need a design practitioner." And I say, "You're looking at 10 grand just for one wall to be moved." You know what I mean? So we're getting those type of phone calls because people are looking for bathrooms, are going cheap. They've got a builder who's not as educated in bathrooms too.
They're not specialists.
They're not specialists, and ring us and just asking, is they doing right? Are they doing it wrong? Do you know what I mean? So,
well, that's kind of what happened with us as well. Like because we started getting those phone calls, and it was because we weren't chasing big volume, but we kept getting referrals. So like we kept getting people that would come to us, go, hey, you renovated such and such, can you do ours? And we'd be like, we're 12 months booked out.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, well, okay. And then they'd be on the phone to us every day about their tiler or their builder or their whatever.
Yeah.
And that was kind of where we were like, we're spending so much time helping people do this. Should we just start a page? Like, do we just go and start a page and start giving these insights and start doing that? Because we're never going to be that volume. We're never going to be trying to win every single job. Where, like you said, we spend a lot of time convincing people not to do their bathrooms sometimes. We've been in that position.
The quote appointment when we started sort of was that for a while. It was this big consultation of just educating them. It was like a one-to-one coaching session that you would go out and just tell them everything they need to know about a bathroom, whether they should do it or not. And sometimes it would be, no, you shouldn't do it. Just wait or save up for it.
And that's why we would win a lot of jobs as well. Like even now we win a lot of jobs based off just being honest.
Yeah.
You know, we don't hide anything. We also tell people like, you know, don't don't hide your budget from us.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things, and people are scared to tell
We're
us
not
that.
going to try to just meet your budget to the top of it.
Yeah.
A little bit more. We're just like, tell us what your budget is. Be honest with us, because we're just going to tell you, one, if it's even possible or not.
Yeah.
And two, we can then direct you to actually get your bathroom done for that budget.
Yeah.
So it is, and that's kind of where, we do see even a lot of similarities with what we do. I feel like
that's exactly what you just said now. It's like, just be upfront with it. It doesn't matter, because we can help. If you're honest with us, we can actually help you.
Yeah.
Because we will talk to you about different tile heights, different frames, different screens, different things like that. But if you don't tell us, we're all just
because this is our profession. We know the cost of everything. Exactly. Like even with PCs and all that, we know the cost of things. Yeah. Like we have in-store only clients that we don't have a design service for them. And they're so skeptical sending us their quotes from the suppliers to us. I said, I need a copy of that because I need the codes, I need the specs, we need all this, I need it for insurance reasons to have it there. There's all these we need, I don't want to send a quote to you. I'm like, we know every supplier, we know the cost of every bathroom and toilet and shower in Australia. Yeah. It doesn't faze us. Yeah. It costs what it costs, right? So there's really this trust thing, especially with money and budgets and spend. It's like, the amount of invoices and costs are coming in and out through the business. In the day, we know the cost. Yeah. We know what's going to.
That's what we tell clients. We say, like, our price is going to be the same. It should be very similar to everybody else's. Yeah. If somebody is way out, there's something wrong.
Something's not there.
Something's wrong. Like you guys are they're not doing the right thing, or there's got to be something different. We had a client say to us, you guys are like twice the amount of the next guy. I'm like, surely not. Yeah. Whoever else that was, whatever they're charging you for, maybe they're not rendering the walls. Like, it's a block wall.
Yeah.
Like, you got to render it. There's people coming in. There's things that, it's different. But yeah, I am fascinated to hear about the challenges that you guys have renovating here.
Yeah.
Sydney.
Because since being in Sydney, I'm like, well, one, no parking.
Yes.
Two, everything's going up an elevator. Mm-hmm. And three, they all seem like they could either be old block walls. Like, those are challenges. We just don't face that.
Well, it's interesting you say it like that, because I often wonder if other renovators are actually capturing those costs. So we understand what it costs to deliver a bathroom, but we also understand the logistical issues. Yeah. Going up a lift, parking a car, strata concerns, skip bin versus trailer versus getting rid of rubbish by buckets because there's nowhere. That all costs money. So when we go through our pre-qualification, we have going back to what you were saying about people not being open about their budget, we've gone the other way. So our qualification, if you don't want to tell us your budget, that's fine. I just say, don't worry about it. Just let me know how big your bathroom is roughly, what's involved, and then I'll ask those logistical questions. Is it strata? Is it upper lift? Blah, blah. And then I can get to a price very quickly. But we consider all of those issues. So it doesn't matter that they've got them. It doesn't matter that it's old. It doesn't matter that there's a lift. It doesn't matter that there's strata. We just understand the cost.
The hard cost of it
too. The cost associated with running a bathroom that's got those issues. And yeah, you do have issues with like pre-50s houses and lime render mortar, and you can potentially damage the other side, but they're things you just got to deal with. And they're going to be unforeseen. But the way we deal with them is upfront and professional, and it's transparent and you can see it. It's not going to just pluck a number from the sky and go, it's $5,000 to fix. It's like, well, no, it's going to take 4 hours and it's going to be, this much material. And yes, we don't have to reschedule it. We're going to get another, and it's going to cost you X amount of money. Yeah. But all of those things, I know you might not have it up there, but we just have to make sure we capture the costs to actually deliver that. So yeah, going up, like if our lowest, easiest job would be a house, timber wall, ground floor, no parking restrictions, skip in out the front. That's going to be one price. Lift, strata, full brick, can't park your car, can't get rid of rubbish for a skip. That's going to be on the highest price. And we're not making any more money on either one. We're just capturing the cost to deliver that.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of the renovators are actually thinking about those costs. So, that bathroom's 20 grand, whether it's here or there. It's like, well, it's not.
Yeah.
Because someone's paying for that time.
And we've also got an issue in Sydney that people think because they're an expensive area that renovators or builders charge them more. That's not the case at all. So we had that all the time. Oh, I'm in eastern suburbs, so you're charging me more. No, I'm not. I'm charging the same price here
For the logistical
than out
issues,
west.
Yeah.
It's just because your logistics are a bit different. That's all. But that's one of the issues we have.
Yeah, because we've got this estimation tool and you put it in, it doesn't have suburb
What's your
tax on
suburb?
there.
Put your location in.
Yeah. we did a workshop not that long ago at Reese, and there was a gentleman there and he's like, oh, you're going to charge me more because I live in this rich area. I'm like, and then we brought up the estimation and it's like, oh, look, it doesn't say, expensive house tax. It's just an estimate, mate.
I think there's a lot of old school values, and we're part of that generation too that we're trying to dismiss. Like that's not real life now.
Yeah.
I mean, things have changed. Like
You don't get far doing that anyways.
No.
Everybody, like, I'm sure you guys here, there's builders, know them all. All the good guys, So, if you know them all, it's like, well, all your prices are going to be roughly the same. Imagine going and being like, wait a minute, this price is this much more than this, and then your competitor sees it and goes, well, I don't really understand why it is. Like, you can't really be doing that. I think it's,
It's painful when you're on the phone to a client and you're like, they're 20 grand cheaper than you. And it's like, that's impossible. But again, like you said, there's things missing. They're not doing some things. They've got cheap trades, cheap labour. They're doing everything on the cheap. They're not doing everything that's supposed to be done in a bathroom. And that client is, all they're seeing is a dollar figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way I've been trying to figure it out to help clients is like, because it's easy to compare two numbers, yeah? One's 25 and one's 20, it's $5,000, right? That's easy. Anyone can do that math. But it's really hard to dissect the scope, the quality of trade, the management. Like for our clients, and I'm assuming it's the same thing for you guys, they can leave, right? They can leave and they can come back at the end. You cannot do that with every bathroom renovator or renovation company. The owner ends up managing the trades. It's like you got it cheaper, but you're doing something, right?
Work.
You're doing So it's not. It's a different service, but we still struggle to try and explain that in a very simple format that they can understand, because it's not the same service. It's like, I don't know. It's like buying a car that's, I don't know, Camry and a Lexus. Like I use that as an example. It's like they're both. You can drive them, you can get to a place, but one's got leather, one's got all these extras. It's not the same price.
Yeah.
You go to two project home builders, one's a $500,000 house and one's a $750,000 house. You don't go to, but they're selling it for $500,000. It's like, well, there's different inclusions, different quality trade, So it's really, we would have the exact same challenges to explain. Like we've been $10,000 more expensive and been able to very clearly show the difference. And that was pure scope items, not they were getting access to software, they were getting a design, none of those extra things that we do. I'm talking pure scope line items. But they can't understand, they can't read that scope.
Well, this is what we're trying to combat with the course. Like this is everything that the platform that we're trying to build is trying to combat, is just giving an understanding, because I feel like everybody holds their cards close to their chest and they don't want to tell anybody, and there's all these secrets. But I feel like if you're just good at what you do, you'll succeed in it regardless when you're a bathroom builder or whatever you're doing. Everybody that's genuine is genuinely doing the same thing. For us, we just noticed that because there are those people that are jumping in and they think, oh, bathrooms are trending, or, I'm this, I could just do that on the side, and they start to do it and they're undercutting people. That's what we are trying to sort of combat, is this, just that education around what it all does cost, and even just down to little details, products, what products, why don't you go with that product? Like there's a reason why that is that cheap. There's a reason why a Coroma will be this. There's like it's different. And that's kind of, a part of our overarching goal with what we're doing. It's just to lift the education so that then when you do get clients, they're coming to you like, oh, yep, like I'm pretty informed. I want this, and this. I've sort of already, I know that that's going to give me a 10-year warranty. I know that I'm going to get, X, Y, Z.
Yeah. I don't think our space I think what we're trying to do, what you're trying to do, is elevate the bathroom space as a community. We haven't had that for a long time. We want to change things, do you mean? And be more open and be respectful to each other, to the industry, because it is a dog-eat-dog work out there. There is people undercutting. There is dodgy guys out there who are doing the wrong thing, do you mean? And promising the world to a client, and then they go to site and these people are broken, literally broken. I came in the first week of this year, 2 older ladies came in and just crying, like, he's taken $8,000 on my money. He's just been shown, he's gone, he's disappeared. Yeah. And then I go, do you have home warranties insurance? What's that? Yeah. No one knows what that is. You guys call the same thing up there? Yeah. And I said, didn't he apply that for you? He goes, no. I go, this is why you're in world of pain now, because that's your backing to get you through this. There's not enough education out there. We know people who are builders and renovators like, yeah, I don't tell the clients about homeowner's warranty. It's like, you serious? Like, that's legal. Like, people are doing this illegally in this space. And I'm very passionate about this space because I'm competing with people who are doing things illegally. Yeah. You know, and ripping people off, promising the world. They do a job, they're undercut, do you mean? And then they go inside and they go, oh, sorry, ma'am, that's extra $2,000. Oh, sorry, ma'am, that's extra $5,000. They're going to make you up. They're going to get you in the end. Yeah. And that's what kills me when I'm on the phone to them. I don't care if they don't go with me, but go to someone else. Yeah. Don't go to Novalé. Go to another competitor who's going to take care of you. Yeah. So we've got this policy. We don't shit on our competitors, you know? But I'm trying to educate them about looking out for things. That's all. When we're on the phones, we're talking to them. Don't go with Novalé, but try this person. Like, we refer.
I referred a couple of local renovators to a client the other day. I'm like,
yeah, we do that too.
Don't go ahead with it. Like, because he actually came back. This was interesting. He came back and he said, oh, look, you're a few grand more expensive. I said, oh, do you mind just sending the quote? And I don't even care who it is. I don't care about the price. I just want to look at the scope and see where the difference is. And I get it come back and I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. This is our quote. So someone's stolen our quote.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They've stolen our quote and they've used it. Well, that's why it looks so similar. But there's still things that they don't include. And then I just said, look, it's really hard to compete with someone who's stolen some IP, which has happened a few times lately.
It's happened of late a lot.
But then I just gave him 3 other renovators that I think would do a good job.
Yeah. I think the community needs to get together, not like shit on each other.
Well, I think it just makes it, for us, it's like we notice that if there's a bunch of people out there that are doing dodgy work, it, like, the effect that has on somebody, like, for instance, even just like my brother, he's a first responder, just having his first baby, bought a house. We're doing some work at his house the other day and cut a hole in the ceiling and noticed, hey, both your bathrooms are leaking. You know, and it's like the house is only 7 years old.
Yeah.
You know, and you go, okay, what's the cost to fix that? You know, for him, it's not going to be that much. We'll obviously step in. There's still a lot of cost involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I look at that and I go, that's like young people getting their first homes or going into buying a house, and then it's like this massive out of the blue expense that your insurance company doesn't care. Yeah. They're not going to pay for that to get fixed. It's a lot of money. And I think that it's one of those things that's just happening more and more because we just went through a period through COVID where every cowboy was just jumping in and doing them. I feel like, especially on the Gold Coast, I know you guys probably got shut down here.
There was still we were fortunate enough. There were still areas we could work in, and when it got really shut down, we were still operating in Newcastle, so we were able to still trade.
Yeah, there you go.
Like essential workers, weren't we?
Yeah, so we just got
still
to keep
areas
going.
There's still one they weren't allowed to leave.
We kept going, like we didn't stop, it just ramped up. But what we noticed was that everyone started doing bathrooms. It was like, oh, okay, let's just jump into doing bathrooms, and it was just this massive push, and I feel like the repercussions of that are going to come, and they're already starting to. It's all the houses that were
done by them. But and I talk about that, what you're saying now, because they would look at just the revenue. They'd go, you're charging $25,000, $30,000. Do you understand the cost? Do you understand the time, the marketing, the advertising? What's your conversion rate? Yeah. So you've got to go and see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some of these guys have probably got a low conversion rate. And you got to go see all these people to win a job. And it's like, if you're a plumber or a tiler, and you go through this whole journey of renovating a bathroom, wouldn't you have been better off just tiling 5 bathrooms?
Yeah.
Or if you're a plumber, like you could have roughed in and fitted off, I don't know, maybe 6 bathrooms by the time you quoted 5 people, set it up, managed all the trades, delivered the job. You might as well have just been your trade. So I think you're going to get a reverse where people are going to go, I'm not doing bathrooms anymore. Yeah. There's a lot to it that we didn't realize because we were blindsided by this revenue or dollar figure of what you're charging a client. It's like, no, there's not that much left at the end of it if you're doing it properly.
And they're the highest risk part in the home.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
It's a wet area. It's the only part of your home that is constantly getting wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's the most riskiest renovation to do in a home. So
and all these regulations and rules, that are in that one space.
Yeah, I go back to some of that, the old saying of quality stands the test of time.
Yeah.
If you went back to one of your bathrooms from many, many years ago, it would still actually look new.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what, if it's done properly, and it's hard to go, it's going to cost me an extra couple of $1,000s or whatever it is up front. But in 15 years' time, it's not that 7-year-old home that's leaking. It's still operating, it's still functioning. You don't have to do it. So it's just hard for a consumer to spend that extra money up front where there's just so much value in it.
Yeah. And I think, Ben, you was like currently everyone's trying to be a bathroom renovator and there's so many ads, it's all the same ads.
Yeah. They're all like copycats of each other. They copy us. It's almost just like carbon copies. Like their branding, I think Kim could see like the branding's the same in a way. Like they use the same colors, almost the same logo. It's it's kind of.
But they've got this thing going at the moment, like do a bathroom, do in 2 weeks. There's 10 grand. We'll give you 10 grand, or we'll give you 5 grand. I don't know if you guys got up there in Gold Coast, but here in Sydney, on Instagram, like if I go to my private Instagram, like, they're talking in front of, they're all the same marketing strategy. Talk in front of it, say, I'll do your bathroom in 2 weeks. If I don't, here's 5 grand, here's 10 grand. And like, it's every single one of them. And it's like, think outside the box, do you know? Yeah. Think about people. This is not just get out kind of business. Yeah. Do you mean? You're in someone's home, they're spending a lot of money. There's time. There's lots of time that we as business owners are putting in for these jobs. We're not there to get a quick buck.
Well, it's scary. Yeah, it's scary. They're just trying to sell. And make all these promises, and sounds like they've got these guarantees. And
it's the poor customer that suffers the most out of all of this. They don't really know who to go to, whether they're trustworthy or not. And thanks to you guys for getting education out there. I think all the good people are trying to educate people and trying to find their own ways. So it's great that we're kind of collaborating, and hopefully this helps people. Yeah, we have to kind of wrap it up. Unfortunately, it's I know this conversation could go on.
Keep going.
I really don't want to stop it. I guess the final words would be: do you guys have any final questions for Steve, Marina? Do you guys have any final questions for Kim and Corey?
I think we're going to have a lot after this.
Well, we're going to lunch, are we?
Yeah, we're going to lunch. So
well, probably one for we come up with a good question for Steve and Marina.
Well, you talk because I think I've been doing all the talking.
I think we had 2 good questions. The one being, as a couple in business, what would be sort of your best advice to us, as well as say anyone listening who in any business might be in business together as a couple?
Oh, this is a really good one.
Your one piece sort of best.
There's so much advice, I think.
Oh, you can say it.
No.
Look, there's definitely challenges and there's times where work takes over everything. I've found it easier that we do work together. Before, let's say Marina was at home. We've got 3 children. They're older now. And Marina spent a lot of time at home. So I was probably working more as a tiler, and then slowly we're back together working, where I find that it's easier working together because now we know we've got the same direction, same vision. If you get that clear, then it sort of gets rid of some of that noise. So for what we do, and we do this probably quarterly, sometimes it stretches out to, every 4 months. We'll go away for a couple of nights, just away out, and we strategize and we confirm our vision, and we have a look at any big sort of rocks that we want to make right. And I would say that nearly every single one of our business's vision and plan, and all of those things have come from those couple of nights away. It just gets us aligned, and then that, like I said, that noise sort of disappears. There's no there's sometimes like we could probably talk about, this is maybe not a good thing. We could probably talk about work from like 5 a.m. till midnight. Right.
Yeah.
So there's a point where
we're exactly the same.
yeah, but there's a point sometimes I'm like, it's 8 o'clock on a Sunday.
And I get annoyed, but I wasn't at work. If I was not in the office that day for some reason, we're in the office basically together all day, and I'll come home and I'm like, what happened to, and he's like, he just wants me to stop it. I'm like, no, but I wasn't there today, so I need to know everything. Yeah. I think we have the same passion, same goal. There is hard times. There's times that we go, why are we doing this for?
That's probably more often than why we.
Why are we doing this for? Let's just get normal jobs. Yeah. I mean, we always joke around and say, "Oh, Reese will hire us, Reese bathrooms." I'll sell PCs. He'll go to like we're just.
But it's that hard. I tell people honestly, it's actually hard.
Mean,
We've been there.
We're the exact same, and
those thoughts at some point.
We also say like business has been probably the biggest. The best teacher in our relationship, because like in business you can't be a bad communicator. Like you've got to be really good at communicating.
It's taught us a lot in how to strengthen our relationship, I think, because in a relationship there's things that you can hide or be vulnerable in or make excuses for, but I think in business there's really no excuse. Like there's no excuse for being moody or whatever that day. You've got to show up and you've got to do your job. You've got a job at the end of the day, like the team, everyone in the team. So yeah,
I think it's good for us. We're different departments too, so we're not.
Actually, that's probably a big tick as well. Like I've got my sort of lane, and Marina's got her lane, but we're still agreed on the vision of how everything's going to work. So there's going to be decisions she makes. I'm like, probably right, and there'll be things that I'll make wrong, and then you make it. No, well, you make a decision. It might not be the best, but it might be. It might be a better decision for a future date, not necessarily now. So they're hard things because you got to trust those decisions. So there's some big decisions that we make, and we might not necessarily agree, but it's okay because what's the worst case? It doesn't work.
You pivot. That's what you do. You just keep pivoting. You just keep changing, and Ben will know we're constantly changing. Mm-hmm. We're pivoting now. Like we've just done a stop check and gone, okay, business has got to stop. Not working, not keep going, but let's concentrate for the next 6 weeks on this. Yeah. So everyone's got to concentrate on this part of the business. Let's get.
So like you said, the construction bit's the easiest bit. Like for us, the sales bit's actually pretty easy, right? So the sales bit's easy, the delivery's easy, the bit in the middle. So it's like, well, if that's the hardest bit, well, let's actually put all our resources into getting that better. And that's the decision we make. We sort of stop a few business projects and we go, let's get that right. Mm-hmm. And then there's so many layers to that to get right as well.
But as husband and wife, there's ups and downs, there's tears. Yeah. Like there's moments of, of fog. And then there's moments of clarity and you get excited again and you go back but in the day, I think we're both passionate at what we do. We're big advocates for the bathroom space. We want to make a change. Like you guys, you want to make a change, you want to educate because there's not a lot out there for our space. We're just, everyone always worries about the big builders and all that in Australia, but there's all these small, medium builders that are doing good jobs and good reputations, and I feel like we're just not, we need to focus on us and our community at the end of the day and make us better. And that's our goal in our life. You guys are still young. We're going the other way. But, we want to leave this place, with a legacy of, we've educated, we've given someone, these people a new space in the room and they had a great experience.
Well, we've been able to, I think with staff, we've been able to get some staff from, I don't know, it doesn't matter what the role is, but they've been able to progress and grow and open their eyes. And that's hard sometimes because you've got to let things fail and, there's a cost to that. So we've been able to see some really good people grow and develop and take some of the reins. So that's for us is a win. at the end of the day, we're not. I'd say we're not very materialistic. We don't have fancy cars. Like I don't even have a car. I just drive whatever random cars floating around. No, but you know what I mean? So like everything that we've sort of got is actually in this business. What we're trying to build is something that's sustainable. We're not trying to get there quickly. We're just trying to grow something that's actually foundationally like strong.
Yeah, we keep investing back in.
We don't want a little bit of economic downturn to ruin us or one person like it's not built like that. It's built.
We have to keep pivoting. Like the market did drop the last 2 years. I don't know if you guys felt it up there.
Yeah, it was slower. I
feel like the calls were slower, but we've always been booked up.
So we've been busy, but we felt like it was just we just felt it was a bit of chaos. We went from COVID to after COVID, we all went through hell. Like we just all got busy. Everyone was making money. We couldn't keep up. Like the industry in general. And then, the market change and I think this is what it should be. The market should be like this. You know what I mean? Do you agree?
Yeah, well, for us, I'm pretty sure we're having record months every month. So, and the industry in general is a little bit slower. So I think that's a good sign that the market's willing to pay the right supplier, the right money to do the right job. I'm where we're at now currently is an industry and economically, I think it's actually pretty good for the right supplier. So if you're doing the right thing, you should be fine.
Yeah. And I'm sure up with you guys at Gold Coast, you got some really good players who are doing well. We've got good players here doing well.
Yeah, it's good renovators.
Yeah, some good renovators. It's we're going to keep going.
All right.
Awesome.
Love it.
Sweet. Final question. Got to be the final question. But Steve, you have any questions for Kim and Corey?
I don't really have any questions. I've just got more like just seeing what you guys are doing. Like you said, like, we've sort of inspired you with the podcast and the business. But you guys and what you're doing, like it's sort of poked a few things on our side of thinking and how we can and how we can sort of tweak some of the tools that we've got and how we could potentially, add value back to the industry and be able to scale as well. So, I take my hats off to you guys because it's not easy to do what you guys are doing. We're I know we're building more the service part of it and you guys are going digitally, but if you get that right, you'll help a lot more people than what we're doing now. We're renovating a fair few bathrooms and we're going to help this many people. But you guys have sort of an unlimited space to help a lot of people.
People like yourselves, there's knowledge for us to tap into and we'd love to do that. And that's a part of this visit is to see if we can, learn from you guys and tap into that. So, and that will be the thing that does help a lot more people.
Got a shared goal by the sounds of it, which is awesome. So,
quite aligned.
Yeah, we're excited because that was the goal, to just help as many people beyond the limits that we had at the time. Yep. So, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
This has been awesome, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kim and Corey, Bathroom Guide Vision, Bathrooms Gold Coast, Steve and Marina, founders of Novalé, Bathrooms, Kitchens and Laundries. It's probably going to change again. Honestly, I'll put in where you guys can find Kim and Corey, all the links and everything. But I just want to say thank you again. It's been amazing. See you everyone on the next one.
Thank you, Ben.
All right. See ya.
Thanks, Ben.
No worries.